Hi, Andrew Hedro here, curator of Jazzberry Sax and baritone saxophonist in New York City. I just want to do a quick, I don't know if I'll call it a review, but like a overview of a new product that just came out that I really like. It's from a company called Key Leaves. If you're not familiar with Key Leaves, their sort of flagship product is this small green crescent-shaped bumper. It's really great for sort of propping your keys open to let them dry or to prevent sticky keys. I pretty much use it to prop keys open. You'll see I often, after I'm done playing, I'll prop my high F key open. I usually prop my A flat key and my E flat key, the keys that are sprung shut, to keep them from sort of ripping the pad or wearing out the pad or sticking or things like that. They're really great. My favorite way of using them is that they come in a pack of 2, and they're usually connected by the silicone strap, so that on an alto or tenor you could use an E flat and C sharp. But I actually like to make a little handle out of them, kind of like a chalk for an airplane wheel or something, so they're easy to grab and take out, so that when I'm ready to play, Anyways, the point of this video is not to talk about their main product, Key Leaves, though I love them. It's to talk about this new product that I just showed. It's called the Barinana, and it's very interesting. Just to be completely transparent, I did get this for free. I didn't intend to. I had actually just put in an order. I bought like 3 or 4 more sets of Key Leaves because I buy a bunch of them all the time. And then I saw the email about this, and I had emailed Roland and said like, oh man, I wish I'd known I would have ordered one. And he was kind enough just to send me one. So I did get this for free technically, though I would have been happy to pay for it. So what is it? It's a product specifically for baritone saxophone, which I really appreciate. I've emailed Roland a bit, and I'm always like, hey, make something for baritone. Because there's a lot of products that work for all of them. So Key Leaves work for all the saxophones, although there are specific ones for soprano and things like that. But there are other companies that only make products and they never end up putting it out for baritone. They make alto and tenor stuff. There's like instrument stands that are really beautifully designed, looking at you, K&M, that they only make for alto and tenor that they could make for baritone. They could scale up, they just don't, probably because there's not enough market to support it, whatever. That really is a pet peeve of mine, where companies make products just for alto and tenor, or like cases. There's a lot of cases that are available for alto and tenor, not baritone. I just really don't like that. So I want to give full props to Ron at Key Leaves for making a baritone specific product, not just a product that works for baritone, but a baritone specific product. So what is it? It's a way of cleaning the crook on a baritone saxophone. So a baritone saxophone is different than other saxophones in that we have a crook. So most saxophones, it goes in, you go to the neck, and it's right into the body. The baritone has this bend, it goes down and then up. It's like a curlicue almost. And also we have spit valves on baritone because of that, because the condensation collects here. So this is a great thing and a terrible thing. So let's start with why it's terrible. Everything collects there. There's a spit valve. It just gets real gross. If you've ever gone to like a high school or middle school cabinet and pulled out a baritone saxophone, there's undoubtedly some disgusting things just hanging out in there from kids who eat and then play and don't clean it out. This is just a trap. It's like a P trap or a U trap or something in like a plumbing system. This is where everything gets trapped, and it gets real gross. So you should really clean it off, and we'll talk about that in a second. What's the benefit of that though? That actually keeps a lot of the stuff from going to the rest of the saxophone. So like altos and tenors, the low E flat key often wears out very fast, the E flat pad I should say, because the water travels down to the bottom of the horn when it sits in the case. And if you don't prop open that key, that water will actually sit on that pad and destroy that pad. Baritone, we don't have that problem because the water really doesn't get past the crook generally. So it can help save your other pads. Your pads can last longer. We don't have the low E flat problem that altos and tenors have. Sometimes maybe your high keys will get damaged more because the water's staying here and affecting that. That's why I vent my high F now. But that being said, you need to clean your crook regularly if you're a baritone saxophonist. And it's not hard to do if you have the right tools. Now there are products that do this already. This is not like the first thing that has ever been able to do this. I'm going to show you a few of the ones I have. Often up until now, I've just had this. This is almost like a mini shove-it for like a flute or something, or I don't know, record. You can just buy these cheap. I would do this, and I would just kind of get in there and just kind of like clean it out. And it's cool, but it's only so long, so it's only going up sort of halfway up the crook. It's, they wear out. They're not really cleanable. They've got these plastic nubs that cover a metal end, but if that plastic nub comes off, it really can scratch it. It's not great. These are cheap, and I use them just because they're easy. They're not amazing. You may have seen also for baritone, they make these long things. You can see this one is well worn. It's like foam with a fabric on top, and it's got some sort of either metal wire, something that's slightly stiff inside. What this lets you do is it lets you shove it through, and you kind of keep going, and you can really get all the way. You can see this can go all the way across. These rip, as you can see, they're not easy to wash. Sometimes they get stuck. They get all the, yeah, they're fine. I use them like when I really need to clean it, I use it. Like, it works. I never loved it. That's why I don't use it every time. A new thing that came out from BG not that long ago that I don't love, I appreciate they did it, is the baritone-specific swab. So it's this really long swab with two, the swab part is actually in the middle, and it's got a string there and a longer string here, and it's got a weight. This is made so you can put it in and tip your baritone upside down. You can actually get the swab all the way down and through the horn. I really don't find that necessary because, again, like I said, most of the stuff doesn't get past the crook. If it does, it can collect down at the bow, the bottom of the bell, sort of like down at this region. And really, I find I can actually get in there and just kind of wipe that out with my arm. Granted, I play low B flat, but I think that's true even with a low A. I don't find I need a swab that goes through the whole thing, and it's also just hard to turn upside down. So props to BG for making this. I don't find it particularly useful. So on to the main factor in this video. This is the Barinana. It's from Key Leaves. It's new. It's $40. I think it's worth it. So what is it? It's a banana shaped, hence the name, tool. So it's this interesting fabric that Rulon talks a bit more on the website. That's apparently comes from like ski gear. It's supposed to be really good at wicking water out and getting moisture out and also drying and things like that, and should be sort of resistant to ripping and things like that. The shape of this, so it's that fabric. It's got a great sort of plastic nub on the end that will protect it, and it's also pretty protected on this end. There is sort of a metal or wire, I'm not sure what the material is, there's something in there that's pretty rigid. And when you want to store this, you can actually tie it up into a little knot, which is really handy. You could keep it in your case. It folds up pretty small, as it shows, so you could do that, which is kind of neat. I'm just going to leave mine out. So when you want to go use it, you can use either end. I've been using the non-plastic nub end just because it seems a little easier. And it's just like the other shows. It goes in, and it really goes all the way very easily. It's a little bit more rigid than this thing, which I like. This thing can be sometimes hard, like you have to really twist it and get in it. This goes in no problem. And you can see it's in all the way. So if we like compare how far in, it's probably going all the way past the crook, up and over. And I like that. You could do the, dropping my Barinana. You could also do the other end first too. You want to make sure it gets past the little nubbin for your spit valve. That's the place where it's most likely to get caught, but I haven't found that to be an issue on my horn. Again, goes in really easy, does the job, cleans it. I also appreciate that Rulon has made this repairable. This has an actual sort of like a hex screw, so you could replace this part if you were to damage it or lose it. I'm sure you can get replacement. Like Rulon makes the stuff, I believe, in the US. He's US based, he's local, he's not, he's a saxophonist himself too. I don't know if he has engineering experience. Sure seems like it. He's an inventor and a brilliant guy. And I really like him, and I really like that he makes products, and I really like that he made a baritone specific product. I constantly email with him, not constantly, but every year or so I talk with him, and he's a really great guy, and a working saxophonist too, which is important. He's not just an engineer or something. And I really appreciate that he thought of us baritone saxophonists and came up with a better solution for an existing product, and one that I think works really well. So I am going to recommend it. I'll probably buy another one or two just because I want to have one for all my horns. I have a different practice space. So that's the Barinana from Key Leaves. I was impressed. I didn't even know he didn't let the beans spill about it. Really, I just got the email and found out about it. It's really cool. And also I think a little bit more portable than some of these other ones. You may have one of these kicking around. These are fine. This is better. Get one of these. Also, it's better design. It's a cool name. It's a banana. Who doesn't want a banana for the baritone? Anyways, a cool thing. I'm really appreciative that they sent me one and also that they made it. So check it out. Yeah, hope you enjoy it.